Barev, Armenia. This is Tom coming to you from Shanghai, and I'm back for another Eurovision reaction video. Depi Evratesil happened on Saturday. The winner was Athena Manoukian with her song Chains on You. Tonight I'm going to react to her Depi Evratesil final performance, and then I'm going to give my opinion on the rest of the show and the multitude of car crashes that happened. So let's kiki. Now, first of all, this is not going to be my final reaction to Athena. She has promised us a revamp with Armenian instruments, and also there's no music video yet. So that's going to be my final reaction to her that I'm going to put in my final countries reaction playlist. This is just going to be a quick reaction on what I thought about the final and her winning it. I watched this on Sunday morning, so I already written down some thoughts. Okay, Athena Manoukian, one of my secret band. Love the diamond in the background, super cool. This song grabs you straight away. That like Egyptian beats really instant. She is a freaking goddess. And I love that lyric, because you're naughty. I wish she said that a little bit later on again. I think it's a really clever lyric. Not clever, but it's real, like, got loads of spunk and attitude in it. She looks spectacular. Her lyric, her vocals sound a little bit weak here, and when I was watching this at first, I was like, oh fuck, she can't sing. But here this bit comes in, you're like, whoa, she can really sing. So you gotta be thinking that she does need to pay attention a little bit more to the verses, that she gets stronger vocals in there, because she can sing, like, without doubt. Ooh, a little bit of glitter. Who doesn't love glitter? Really like the staging of the dancers. They kind of look like baddies from Batman and Robin, but I still like it. She's got great. She's really able to perform. Like she doesn't look nervous. Her dance moves are awesome. Her styling is cool. This song has really grown on me. Initially, in my initial reaction, felt a little bit samey, but I kind of get it more. I love having it on the background. I don't really want to like. I don't massively like listening to it on its own. But like when I'm in the gym, if I'm in the gym and this comes on, I love it. See, she really comes to live vocals at these parts. She needs to make everything else stronger. Like at the end of the day, there were so many car crashes in this national final. Like really, it got a bit embarrassing at one point. She was a class above the rest. If you haven't watched it, like, oh god, some of it was really cringy. She definitely wasn't cringy. She really was like, she made everyone else look a little bit amateur. They've got some good ideas here. Like obviously it's a little bit messy. Some of the styling's really cool. The throne is cool. You know, the stage is quite small. I'm sure they didn't have a big budget, so she did as much as she could with what she had. So staging is really crucial for this because, like I said, the song does kind of have one gear. So she's gonna have to take us on a story through the staging, which, you know, the song really lends itself to some strong images and yeah, she's just fabulous. Like, yeah, like honestly, she was just a cut above the rest. I'll talk about the rest later, but oh man, she really was a breath of fresh air, especially after the first 5 songs. It looked so much like, you know, that round in Latvia where they're like in a shopping center and they have to sing for the judges. A lot of the songs in this national final felt like that real like amateurish, awkward kind of, you only have 30 minutes to plan what the staging was going to be. Like majority of them, like nothing happened apart from like really bad vocals. Athena just absolutely stood out. Look, she looks the part, she sounds great. You can see that she's got some ideas there to start with. And obviously now that she's going to be given more attention and she'll probably have a bit of a crew behind her, they can sit down and come up with even more ideas for this. I think this has really great potential. It is a different genre that I haven't heard before. Someone in my comments told me this is trap pop. I've never heard a song like this in Eurovision before. That can be a huge advantage because you just mop up an entire genre's worth of votes. It can also backfire because people aren't familiar with that type of music. The fact that she's doing a revamp of this is just so reassuring to me, because it shows that she's humble, she's open to making a couple of changes, she's willing to listen to criticism. She's going to add in a couple of Armenian instruments, which I think would be really great. I'm not saying it has to be like really tacky, over the top oud everywhere, but you know, like a couple of extra flourishes just to kind of differentiate the three verses would be really great. I think the sameness of the song will be fine if she can break it up with a visual story. So, you know, maybe a different color in each stanza or something different happening. The first verse just kind of introducing her with the throne. Second, maybe a little bit more emphasis on choreography. And then another extra new thing happening in the third verse can give this like a nice feeling of, but basically you just don't want people to feel like a little bit bored or disinterested that they've heard the entirety of the song in the first minute. I have total faith in her. She was really ecstatic as well when she won, which I loved. It was a shame that you didn't get to see her like jumping up and down. Like the results were given in such an anticlimactic way. There was like zilch tension created whatsoever, and she was still very happy when she found out. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this revamp. I'm looking forward to a music video, because that'll give us even more ideas. If you guys know the song Bad Girls by MIA, if you've never heard that song, you should really check it out. It's got a really badass music video. This is actually, the songs are a little bit similar as well in terms of their styling. I would love her to have that type of a music video, just really badass. Don't give an F. Being this kind of like queen goddess who just like dominates these men. Okay, so I'll just go through some of the other notes that I wrote down for the show. Just for the show in general, it needs a revamp, guys. The show was so long and clunky and boring. The audience, they kept on panning to the audience, and the audience were like almost comatose. You know, when I did my reaction video to the songs, I was able to skip through them. They weren't able to skip through them. I think they deserve a medal for that. There were way too many songs. There were 12 songs in total. Really, this national final should have been 4 to 6. There were around 6 or 7 songs that were absolutely dead on arrival. They really didn't need to be here. They weren't big names. They seemed very amateurish. It just seems bizarre to me. I don't understand their decision making in including them. The host seemed fine. Obviously, I had no clue what they were saying. But the delivery of the results was really bizarre. They went through all of them. First of all, there were 3 sets of points, which I didn't understand. One of them was obviously a jury. One of them was a televote. I don't know what this middle one was. It seemed like another jury or something. If you're Armenian, please tell me below what that was. But the way they delivered, they did there were songs 1 to 12, and they gave the points from 1 to 12. So it didn't build any suspension, because Athena was the 6th song and she had by far the most points. So instead of calling out the points in reverse order, which would have created like a little bit of suspense, you already knew that she'd won after the second vote. So, and then the presenter kept on going through all the results really slowly. It was just like they were completely unaware of what entertainment was meant to be or how to build suspense. It just seemed really like it was very amateurish, the whole show. There were so many car crashes here. I'll go through one song which I didn't think was a car crash. I thought Tokionine was actually okay. He came out, his dancers had really cool styling. He had a lot of like computer game, futuristic graphics. It did look a little bit cheap at some points, but at least there was a little bit of effort put in, and he had some choreography and flow to the song. His vocals were fine. I felt there were some microphone issues, because really, I'd say 9 out of the 12 songs vocals were super dodgy vocals. So I think that's more likely to be that the sounding just wasn't very good. Okay, let's go through all the car crashes. Guys, there were so many car crashes here. First off was Atop. His vocals were just dismal. This just looked like kind of like an LSD party at 4 a.m. He was just singing. It was so karaoke. Oh God, it was pretty painful to watch. Next up we had the girl EVN. Her dress was so like over the top crazy. I actually kind of liked it. Again, vocals all over the place. It felt like she couldn't hear herself. It was very awkward to watch. The biggest car crash of the night for me was actually my favorite song. So if you watch my reaction video, my favorite song was Sergei and Nikolai. I love that real nostalgic rock. This staging was like a dumpster fire inside of a car crash. It was so gruesome. You had the sun in this awful like hospital gown. If you haven't watched this, you need to watch it. It's actually like comically bad. He was in his hospital gown screeching out these notes. Some of them worked, most of them didn't. And then his dad was kind of sitting there like almost like he was sitting in a bar. He seemed a little bit drunk. He had his cane there. And then he just like halfway through just decided to like belch out some notes. They were really off key, really awkward. And then the son started screaming at the end. really not getting his notes right at all. This whole thing was just, I had my head in my hands for the whole thing. It was really embarrassing, and I knew the song wasn't going to do well, but when I saw the performance, I was like, bloody hell, this really is going to almost come last. I don't know what the end result was. I think it was quite low. And then we had Vlad, another car crash as well. Bloody hell. He looked like he was so disinterested. I was almost like, I'm sorry, are we interrupting your Netflix night? It was kind of like we'd walked in on him in the sitting room and he was like, you know, stoned and watching Netflix. And then he was like, oh God, I suppose I'll sing you a song before you leave. He kept on turning his back to the camera and moving around and taking cushions out of the chair. It was so surreal. He looked like totally like he'd given up or was disinterested. His vocals weren't great. The song felt like it was outside his vocal range. I'm surprised because he did win Junior Eurovision, but I don't know. It was so amateurish. It was, the staging just, it was totally bizarre. The radio edit of the song is actually not that bad, but this was just a real shit show. Yeah, so that was it. God, there were so many bad performances. They were kind of the worst of the worst. Athena was just like head and tails above the rest. I think she won by quite a large points margin, and that was deservedly so. Very much a diamond in the rough. One small final point, they also brought on their Junior Eurovision song winner, who I got to be thinking, why was the Junior Eurovision song, literally, if that Junior Eurovision song had entered, it would have come second behind Athena. Why are you having a Junior Eurovision song that is so good at a national final that is, apart from Athena, so bad? Really, like, why? Very unusual. Okay, so overall, I'm very happy with the result. Athena, by far the most deserving. Wasn't my favorite song on my first listens, but overall package for me is like a league above the rest. So Armenia definitely made the right decision. She is gonna take this song, she's gonna revamp it a little bit. I think she's gonna come up with really strong staging. I think she's gonna do Armenia proud. I think this has a real chance to qualify from semi-final number 2 and break Armenia's 2 non-qualification streak. So I'm really rooting for Athena. She is absolutely gorgeous. If I see her in Rotterdam, I'm going to be like, girl, I want your eggs. It's another song I'm behind. I really do feel like I'm behind most songs this year. There's a really strong caliber of semi-songs this year. So what did you think about Depi Evratesil and Athena winning? Please leave your comment in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.